Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. In today's video, we're going to be going through my list of the top 5 most underrated units. Now, I'm not saying go out and build these units, they're OP. They're just units that you don't see recognized as much in the community or spoken about or hyped up as what they are. So the general feel on them is a bit lower than what you feel they deserve. Now, this is a very, very opinionated type topic, so I am keen to see everyone's list on the most underrated units. I did my best to put together a list of 5. This was stemming from a conversation we had on stream, and I was like, this could be a fun list, and it could be a fun way for me to like do some videos on more characters that people just really like and want to see some stuff on, but they're not really presented out that much. So hopefully we can get some more fun videos out of different characters, get some cool comps going and stuff like that. But let's get into it. My first underrated hero that I want to go through is Cecilia. Now, like I said, we will do like full in-depth looks at Cecilia, but I just think Cecilia is fantastic. I mean, with a ring that's going to reduce the enemy's attack by 60% is really, really nice. And the more we get characters that can move things around and group enemies in an area, the more effectiveness that ring's gonna have. But also, like, even from very early game, like on my new account that I'm playing, I use Cecilia all the time. I don't have a Nara or an Athalia, and she is a really nice answer to some of those heroes that you need to counter. For instance, there's a lot of Isabellas. She can just start opposite the Isabella, stand there, put the ring down. You're not gonna get the energy reduction of a Nara or the stun of the Athalia, but by the time that Isabella goes to ult, she's normally got the ring around her, which means her ult isn't going to just straight delete your team. And then as you move into the later game, I feel like Cecilia just has some niche viabilities. I'm not saying she's the best hero builder, she has to go into every team, but I feel like in niche situations when I play around on chiasmas, she can actually really help out as well. I do have her built on one of my accounts as well, and I use her from time to time as a real nice tech pick. Next up is going to be Cetrana. Now, I really like Cetrana's kit. I know Chiasma's a fan of her. He's got the gear invested and stuff like that. But I just think she's really nice, and it was really cool that she was like that first mage that's actually really viable in the front row. We now have Tali that's actually kind of viable in the front row as a mage as well. But I really like the playstyle of her. A melee mage, well, not full melee, but she's got the dancing kicks and stuff like that, which is really nice. A heap of damage mitigation, and also the damage from the seeds, but also the the reduction in healing and all that sort of stuff just adds into a really nice kit, and she can really tech into a lot of different teams. I feel like she doesn't have like a set team that like this is the only thing she can go in. I think mainly Maulers is where she's going to find her home because you get the faction bonus, you get the synergies, but I just think Cetrana deserves a bit more spotlight, and she's definitely one that I would love to do a full video on because she is one of those ones that I do see a few people asking me to cover, so we will get around to it, but Cetrana is the other one on my list. Next up, we have Gorvo. Now, Gorvo is actually like, I find Gorvo, like, he doesn't really get the spotlight, and like people don't talk about him, people don't rush to build him, but when you get to endgame, there's a lot of teams where he is a really amazing support for them. He's incredibly tanky, he's got those shields, got the reflect damage. The shell shock is a huge one. The shell shock is amazing, allowing him to invade on enemy lines, especially in teams that group enemies up as well. He can go in there and invade and help. Things like Portal Party, because in Portal Party you're shifting everyone around, which means he can just track where the enemies are, jump on them, stun them, and then tank so the rest of the team can do their thing. You've obviously got like the Chicken Eron comps where you're doing the 5 pull, he's jumping in and landing on them, but I think it's just a combination of the control he provides plus his just raw tankiness and the shielding that he does manage to do, plus that bit of extra reflected damage. He's just an absolute beast, and can we just give you a short appreciation for his design? I remember when this dude first came into the game, which like he was like within the first, I want to say like 3 or 4 months of the game, don't quote me, just off the top of my head, but like the design has held the test of time. It's absolutely wicked. The Wolverine Thor type look with the Ninja Turtle shell. I just think he's absolutely sick. Some people tell me he's an armadillo. I'm still calling him the Ninja Turtle, but That shell shock is savage. Anyway, that's Gorvo. Next up, we have a recent hero, and that is going to be Desira. Now, I think everyone knows she's okay, but like she doesn't really get much spotlight. She had her time when she dropped, and then she was quickly sort of just forgotten about. Some people built her, some people didn't, and that was it. But I think her support is really, really nice, especially like the way the wave, like her ult, first of all, is amazing for avoiding some burst and stuff like that. It's absolutely huge the way it memorizes the health percentage and reverts back and stuff like that. Really cool. Plus we've got the cloud for that healing, and also the stacking the fears onto the enemy so that once they've been on the battlefield for a certain period of time, they are getting feared. Plus she has the extra way to stack that so you can actually get those fears faster. And she's just, once again, she's one of those solid supports. And with the existence of like Silas, you've got two really good Graveborn supports now, support healers that can really work, because we went forever with everyone begging for a Graveborn healer. I think it took probably a year and a half to get Silas into the game, which was the first Graveborn healer. Once again, don't quote my dates. I'm always a little bit off on that sort of stuff. But Desira being in the game, I just really, and this design is absolutely savage in my opinion, but I just think the functionality that she has, she's one of those characters that's not completely broken OP, but she's not trash either, and she is really viable in a few teams. So Desira gets on the list. And the final one on my list, because I had to make it a list of 5, I was tossing up between a few options, and I wanted to put Brutus in there. Now, for a long time, Brutus was the most overrated character. Now I feel like he's reversed and gone the other way. So when the first game first launched, Brutus was like the thing everyone wanted. Brutus was amazing. He was the god. He tanked, he DPS'd, he healed, he was invincible, he was the man. Then new characters came in, and then it was like, Brutus is just trash. He's the most overrated. He sucks. And now it's like the fact that like we've got to remember that invincibility that he brings is actually really clutch in certain situations, and the raw stopping enemies from being able to dodge is also quite huge in a lot of situations. So I feel like Brutus has gone through the full cycle. He was like the one that everybody wanted. He was the OP guy, and then he sort of like things were coming in and everyone was still raving about Brutus, and I was like, no, he's really actually overrated. He's not as good as everyone's raving about. But then he got dumpstered and everyone's like, no, Brutus is trash, don't build Brutus, he sucks. But actually he still has his utility. He's just not where he was when the game first launched. But that is going to be it for my list of my personal top 5 most underrated heroes. I'd love to see yours. I know some people are going to disagree with me, but hey, that is the fun in lists. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.